Namo Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our Dharma lessons, we've been reading Ajahn Thiradhammo's book, Working with the Five Hindrances. And this morning we're reading a section on desire. Desire is a very slippery subject, mainly because it is an energy rather than a thing in itself. In effect, desire is morally neutral and is colored by the object which is desired. It can have a negative connotation, for example, in this context as desire for sensual pleasure. But the word chanda is also used in a positive sense, for example, in the factors for cultivating psychic powers, iddhipada. It is also desire which brings us to spiritual practice, or having an interest in working on the hindrances. Desire is thus just the driver which goes wherever the passenger directs it. To get to know desire directly, try the exercise of going through the senses and observing whether there's any kind of desire response. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. I tried this while sitting in meditation and noticed quite a lot of desire arising and passing. It seems to be there all the time. Well, perhaps not all the time. I do sleep sometimes, but even then I desire a soft pillow and a sound sleep. It does seem, though, that there's a lot of desire going on continuously, but with a difference of degree. Much of the desire I had was not seriously distracting. I was a bit uncomfortable sitting, so there was some distracting desire for a more comfortable posture, especially since my leg went numb. Then there were a few distracting thoughts, but not too many. There was a smell of incense, but no sights with my eyes closed. Sounds? Nothing major. Taste? No, I'd already had some sweets. However, in general, there was some desire of various kinds and degrees arising from the bodily sensations and thoughts. Desires can be disturbances and distractions, and can really drag you in, spin you around, and spit you out, too. But there's also positive desire. There's desire, wanting, intending something beneficial, good, or positive. During my meditation sitting, there was also desire to bring attention back to the breathing. There was desire for a comfortable posture so that the mind could settle. So what charges your desire? Some people's desire goes to sensual pleasure. They desire to have their desire for sensual pleasure completely fulfilled or satisfied. That can be their main purpose in life. Or the desire can be for spiritual practice. Desire for sensual pleasure is kama chanda, but desire for spiritual practice is called dhamma chanda. It's still desire. The same word, chanda, is used. But the object of that desire is quite different from desire for sensual pleasures. It is desire for Dhamma, for spiritual practice. We could say that some form of desire is intrinsic to life. We all have and need the desire to exist in order to live. Desire, chanda as intention or will, is a central aspect of our sense of self, which creates skillful or unskillful action, kama. It is one stage of a continuum of energetic processes which starts with liking moves into desire, and then, if it gains strength, can become lust, raga, and thirst or craving, tanha. And desire is there in some form until final awakening. Two of the last 5 fetters, samya jhana, are lust for material and immaterial existence, rupa and arupa raga. Through the seeing of things as they really are, desire ceases in the awakened being, since the objects of desire are understood to be ultimately impermanent, unsatisfactory, and impersonal. It's thus very important to become more aware of what this desire activity really is, and its relationship to the possible objects of that desire activity. In the context of the 5 hindrances, sensual desire can be an obstacle, a disturbance, or a distraction from being able to focus attention on the breathing or to contemplate, investigate Dhamma. We have the desire, the chanda, the interest, and the intention to practice Dhamma, but then sensual desire comes in and pulls us away, and the various desires become mixed up. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.